This is a film about animal testing. Opinions on the use of animals in research vary widely, and they often come with strong emotions. We want to balance the picture by explaining why we use animals in research, ways to improve their conditions, and examples of methods that can replace animal testing. The objective of research is to acquire new knowledge. Researchers systematically seek new knowledge based on one or more research questions. They then decide what to measure or study in order to fill the gaps. They collect data, analyze the data, and can hopefully find an answer to the research question. In medical research, new knowledge can be about biological processes to understand what happens in the human body when we get ill, or the effects of a specific drug. To collect data in medical research, the researcher needs volunteers, such as patients with a certain condition, or a model that simulates the human body. The model can consist of human materials such as blood, cells, or tissues. The model can also be another living animal, or cells from an animal. Animals used in research are referred to as experimental animals. In Sweden, animals used in education, veterinary medical research, and even wild animals in research fall under the category of experimental animals. Animals are used in medical research when we can't do experiments with volunteers or material from humans. This could be due to ethical or practical reasons. We also use animals to test the safety of substances and products that are exposed to humans. There are, of course, ethical aspects to consider on animal testing. All experiments must undergo review and approval by an ethics committee before start. The committee shall assess the benefits of the experiment against the animal's suffering. The concept of 3R is globally recognized in animal research. 3R stands for replace, reduce, and refine animal experiments. Anyone involved in using animals in research must work according to the 3R's principle, as defined by the Swedish legislation and the EU Directive on Animals Used for Scientific Purposes. The legislation is clear. Animal experiments are to be replaced when it is scientifically possible. Since 2013, the European Union has banned the marketing and sale of cosmetic products tested on animals. The ban has truly encouraged the development of new, non-animal methods. In Sweden, there is a special competence centre dedicated to the 3Rs on a national level, the Swedish 3R Centre. The centre is part of the Swedish Board of Agriculture. So what are the 3Rs really about? Replacement means that researchers use other models than animals to get the same or better results when seeking answers to their research question. For instance, researchers culture cells in laboratories. Such cell models can be quite simple, but the technique is getting more and more advanced. Today, researchers use mini organs called organoids and cultured cells on a chip called organ-on-chip. Since we already have lots of knowledge and data from previous experiments, many modern studies can be conducted with computational models like mathematical models and AI. These models can be trained with vast amounts of data, and they are used, for example, to predict if a new substance is toxic or allergenic. It is often a combination of several models that makes it possible to replace an animal experiment. Cell models can, for example, be combined with computational models. Nevertheless, it is still difficult to replace animal experiments when you want to study a biological system as a whole. The next R stands for reduce, to reduce the number of animals used in an experiment. Interventions, methods, and other tools can help researchers achieve equivalent or better results with fewer animals. Animal experiments must be well planned so that the specific research question can be answered. Otherwise, we risk unnecessary animal usage. Reduce also involves using the same animal in multiple ways to get more information than before without increasing the animal's suffering. Researchers can share animal tissues with other colleagues and teams. Increasingly, advanced imaging technologies make it possible to get more information from a single animal during an experiment. This reduces the total number of animals used in a study. Refine is about refining the experiment to reduce animal pain or other suffering and to improve the animal welfare. The welfare of the animal can impact the quality of the experiment. Today, we know how important it is to train research animals to interact with humans to reduce the animal's stress during different interventions. This training also improves the working environment for the animal caretakers. Overall, this elevates the quality of the animal research. Progress has also been made in providing laboratory animals with environmental enrichment so that the animals can live as naturally as possible. Examples of enrichment are things for stimulation and activation, as well as material for nesting and hiding. Finally, we hope this film has improved your understanding of animal testing and the important concept of the 3 R's. If you want to know more or get in contact with someone who works with these questions, you can contact the Swedish 3R Centre.